Even though our device was portable, it separated blood within 5 minutes, was affordable, had a wide range of diagnosis, and we had to have a holistic, role-specific system. And what I mean by this is, if you make a device, it doesn't matter if it can't get there, if no one knows about it. If you don't have the support system, so if it breaks down, what happens next? You can't just ship something off and expect it to work. You really have to build a whole system around it. And so that's what we did. We created a plan here so that we could have the technology, but also the educational component, so that once people are diagnosed, they know what to do next. That we could have the partnerships, so that we're not reinventing things that are already out there, and have maintenance. And that decision is what drove us to actually decide that we needed to be on the ground in India. And we're actually launching there next fall and moving our company over to India. And I'm working on this full time once I graduate. But with everything, it's a journey from that beginning point. And right now, looking back on it, it seems like it all makes sense that we just, well, of course the class project turned into this. That it's easy. But there's a lot of these points along the way where it doesn't make sense. You're not sure what to do next. And it's really just putting one foot in front of the other, adapting, making changes, kind of even completely redesigning everything. Because when we started, that's what our device looked like. And we had a team of 5 freshman engineering students. And it was myself and my other half in the creation of CenterCycle, which is Alex Teenot, who CenterCycle wouldn't exist without, that we were able to move this forward out of the classroom. And we created a design through an MHeal project team, and created our first business plan actually in the social venture practicum, which was really a launching point for us into realizing that there's more than just the design work that needs to happen. Then the next step is we went to India to actually see what life is like on the ground, and that's where we met Amarisha, who was in that first picture. And we were able to realize that the design we created, although a great idea, there's cultural considerations, portability aspects, the fact that although I could carry something and it didn't hit the ground, a 5-foot-tall Indian technician was much shorter and couldn't necessarily spin the device and use it in the same way that I could. So we reset everything. We brought in new people. And so we created a brand new prototype with still using bicycle gears, but kind of like gears in a box, kind of like Jack-in-the-Box type of model, where you turn the handle, all the gears are inside of a box, and that would separate the blood. But over time, we realized that bicycle parts, although in theory sound good, you have to really analyze things from an objective perspective, because we'd grown attached to bicycles, but they wore too quickly, they were too expensive, and they really weren't fitting for these locations. They also didn't look like a medical device. So those cultural aspects are something that we didn't consider, but were very important. So we brought our device, and as well as competitors' devices, out on the market, went to India a second time with some of our new team members. We had grown the team to 20 students at that point and had over 10 different majors and people from all different ranges at that point, ranging from undergraduate freshmen to master's students in public health. But this year, we scrapped everything. We changed our business plan. We changed our design, and that's how we made progress, was by starting over multiple times, but building up our team in the things that are really important. So our device now is made out of injection molded plastic, and we realized that we really need to be on the ground in India to really make this feasible and really to make an impact. And so that's what we're doing, is we're moving to India this fall. And I'll breeze through these because some of you know about CenterCycle. You can ask me more questions, but I think the most important things are kind of the journey in talking to people. So when we were in India, we talked to buyers, we talked to the actual users, we talked to the patients, over 200 people on the ground. And what we're really trying to do is reach the total market size and reach those seller device at something, because when people buy something, that means it has value. That means that they're investing in it. They don't want charity. They want something that they believe can really make an impact on their life. And our goal is to benefit 300 million people. And we think that over the next 5 years, with being on the ground in India, that we can make an impact on over 30 million people's lives. So we can make 30 million diagnoses over the next 5 years, But each of this was a small step, and there's still quite a ways to go. And I think the learning point of this is we're planning on making a huge impact, but even though I'm the one who received this award, it's not really an award for me. I think of it more as an award for Centricycle, which isn't myself, but it's my team. As you heard Ram say, the team, the team, the team, and I think that there really is nothing more important. So these are the people who make up Centricycle and who have taken this product and made the changes over the last 3.5 years. And I really wanted to say thank you to them, because each of them bring a different component. We have undergraduate freshmen, MD, PhD students, 15 different majors. You don't have to be any one type of degree. You don't have to be any one type of person to contribute and make a difference. And also, along the way, I mentioned some of those steps, so the social venture practicum we took. But we've also been in TechArb. We received our first grant from the NCIA, the National Collegiate Inventors and Innovators Alliance. We got some of our launching ground for the summer from the Herb Sustainability Institute. And MHEAL has been kind of our hub. We've gotten a lot of support from the Center for Entrepreneurship. We get free legal help from the International Transactions Clinic. And I could really go on, because, again, it's not one person. It's really the support system that you build that makes a venture succeed or fail. And it's also the people. So I mentioned just a couple of the people who have helped me along the way here, but it's important to have advisors and to ask questions, because there's a lot of things I don't know, but there's someone else out there who does know and who can help answer them. And I just want to leave you with one thing, is that I think entrepreneurship and really making a huge impact takes jumping off of a cliff. I'd ask you to just jump off the cliff, make a difference, throw yourself into it, because as students, there's no better time than now where you really don't have other obligations. You have the opportunity. So it's important to just go for it. And with that, I'd like to leave you with our mission for Centricycle and what we're trying to do. And as all entrepreneurs, I'll end with an ask, is that please contact me if you have any information you want, any advice or help with anything, or if you have any contacts for Centricycle, anyone who can do logos. And leave you with our phrase, which is, when someone dies, it is a tragedy. But when someone dies of a treatable, preventable cause, it is an injustice. And together we can combat this injustice and bring healthcare to rural India. Thank you.